Frontier TV. I'm Kyla Adams.
And I'm Christopher Davis. Today we'll be bringing you stories about Senior 1X, the boys swim team, the blood drive, the restroom rule changes, and the wind surge.
First, did you know that senior Isaiah Kennedy will be coming out with his first album sometime in March? Viviana Castillo and Kimberly Ringel have the full story.
Isaiah Kennedy is a senior that plays football and track for the West High Pioneers. One thing that people would not expect from Isaiah is that he is a songwriter that is coming out with an album later on this year.
Well, I started doing music since I was about like 4, but I haven't started like songwriting until I was about like 10, so I could like mature more. I didn't know what I was talking about at that time. So basically, I've been doing it for a while. So I was really born into like a musical family, a lot of gospel, just a lot of church singing.
Although Isaiah is a lifetime-long singer, football has impacted his life as well.
I've been playing football ever since I was in kindergarten, basically, and I take frustration out on the field. I feel like if I can't say nothing like in the world, I could just play football and take all that stress away. Same thing while I do music. Like, I can't say everything that I want to. That's why I put all my feelings and my emotions in my music. So I think that's why people really like the album, because it's really just telling my story and people feel what I feel. Y'all gonna hear a lot of stuff. Just don't look at me different when y'all just hear the album. It's like basically saying like karma is gonna catch up to me, and it pretty much did. And just saying over, like looking at it and keep on going with life and being a better person and being the best person I could be to my family, my friends, everybody. Just catch the album. It's gonna be on SoundCloud. It's Zaycan, Spotify, Zaycan. I'm about to make a YouTube. It's gonna be Zaycan. So just check it out.
With Frontier TV, this is Viviana Castillo.
Thank you, Viviana and Kim. Have you noticed the new baseball stadium being built down the street? The new baseball team, the Wichita Wind Surge, will bring several opportunities to West High students, including over 300 open positions at the stadium.
Reporter Kimberly Ringel sat down with Bob Moulette, Vice President and Assistant General Manager of the Wind Surge, and talked about the team, their new name, and opportunities for community partnership.
I'm a Vice President, Assistant General Manager of Wichita Wind Surge Baseball.
So could you tell me who they are, the Wind Surge?
So the Wind Surge is a AAA affiliate of the Miami Marlins. They're going to be playing here April 14th, 2020, which is less than, I think, 75 days away is our opening day. They are the highest level of minor league baseball in all of professional baseball. And again, we are building a brand new ballpark that's right where the old Lawrence Dumont Stadium is. It should be ready to go by opening day.
And who came up with the name Wind Surge?
So the name actually came up with a branding team in a local, kind of a local area. So the process was we met with over 300 people in the community and had 3,000 name suggestions. And two things always kept coming up in these name suggestions. First of all, what a lot of people said is, please do not make us Wizard of Oz. Please, the cowboy thing's been done. The airline thing has really been done. Let's not staple ourselves there. Wichita is a very unique situation to where we're surging forward. But one of the things that kept coming up in our experiences with the name suggestions is wind. Wind is a constant in Wichita, right? It made the Chisholm Trail. It's the reason why we are the air capital of the world. We wanted to pay homage to the wind, but we also wanted to recognize this very unique situation in Wichita's history. We were literally surging forward so that we can retain young talent to stay here and grow this, this company. So if you notice with the colors, okay, red and blue, or should I say navy, those are deeply rooted in baseball's tradition. You're talking New York Yankees, Detroit Tigers, Boston Red Sox, St. Louis Cardinals. We wanted to have that baseball feel because this is a baseball town. Now you take the sky blue, it's a representation of the vast prairie skies that are sky blue when it's not raining or snowing, right? And then take the gold, okay? The sunsets in the Midwest are unlike any sunsets in the United States. And as that sun starts to come down on the horizon, it turns that bright gold, but it also gold represents the wheat. So as you take that narrative, those colors, the Pegasus, which is an internal mythological creature, it harnesses the wind and it surges through the wind. So therefore, that's how you connect the colors, the identity, and the name. So that's how that came up.
Do you have any former big leaguers?
We have plenty of former big leaguers. So, as a AAA affiliate, we've had John Carlos Stanton, we've had Kristen Yelich, Dee Gordon, a bunch of different big leaguers that go up and down. Most notably, now our biggest big leaguer is retired. He's the owner of the Marlins. He's Derek Jeter, who just got inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Kimberly.
West High students donated 31 pints of blood in the January blood drive organized by Mr. Wonger. Mariam Pacheco and Nayeli Vasquez bring us the story.
West High students donated 31 pints of blood at the January blood drive in the link. Every year there are 3 blood drives held at West High. One in late September, one in late January, and one in late April. This January, 43 students walked in with appointments and 31 were able to donate blood. After the blood is donated, it goes to the blood bank downtown. Then it is distributed across 15 counties where there are higher needs for certain blood types.
Thank you, Miriam and Nayeli.
Every year, seniors in the theater department have the opportunity to direct a portion of a play for the underclassmen to perform in front of their peers. Jocelyn and Jose Angel have the story over the senior one acts.
January 15th of 2020, the seniors performed their Theater 1 acts at West High for the Thespian Festival. Let's take a look at what Miss Kelly has to say.
I think overall it went really well. There have been years that students have not been as prepared, and so comparatively speaking, I feel like these seniors did an excellent job. They worked on them for about 6 weeks, but there was that whole Christmas break in between, so that's a little bit harder. I think when it comes to students, there's a whole bunch of things that they can be better at. I think one is time management, not realizing how much time it really takes, because normally they're only here during rehearsals, but it takes so much more time afterwards or before, and so I think time management and just making sure they can get everything accomplished just makes it a little bit more difficult for them. We do one a year, so it'll be next year, where next year's seniors will get a chance. Well, it's for thespians, which is an honor society for kids in theater, to give them a chance. They've been putting in so much work being actors and working backstage to see the other side of it, to see the directing, to get a chance to work on something that they don't normally get to do.
If a student wants to join, how would they be able to?
You just come and talk to me, and we're starting a new show called 26 Pebbles, and we always need help, so just come and talk to me.
Great job, pioneers.
This semester, the faculty introduced a new restroom policy which requires students to leave their phones behind in exchange for a pass and to stay 2 minutes after class if they have to leave the room for a restroom break.
Although some students are opposed to the new rule, many of the adults in the building stand behind it. Jacinda Hall and Savannah Winch bring us the story of the new bathroom policy.
In January, at the start of the second semester, there was a new bathroom rule implemented regarding the high activity in the hallways during class.
So the main reason for the bathroom policy is to keep students in class. We had a lot of students that were taking probably more than 10 to 15 minutes to use the restroom. They were taking their phones, meeting friends, and we'd have 8 to 10 kids in each bathroom, so it became kind of a situation where students were out of class too much. You're still given the same amount of time to use the bathroom. You get a 7-minute passing period, or if you choose to go to the restroom during class, it's an emergency and you have to go, then you just give up 2 minutes of that passing period. We used to have 5-minute passing periods. We extended that to try to keep students in class, to give them that extra time to go to the restroom, and so students weren't using it appropriately. So in this way, now they're using their time appropriately. So if you choose to go during class, you'll still get to your next class on time. You're just going to give the teacher back a couple of minutes of passing.
Though this policy may be inconvenient, there are many factors that led to the implementation of this new policy.
Multiple reasons. Number one, our scores are, we're last in reading in the city and second to last in math, and we just wanted to make sure that we were sending the message that we want to maximize our time in the classroom. So that was the one big one. The other big one is just had too many kids out in the hall, walking around, not where they needed to. So again, we needed them back in class, focused on learning and taking care of their credits. And then the third one was just we had too much vandalism going on in the bathrooms. And knock on wood, but so far through 2 weeks we haven't had any vandalism in our restrooms, and the halls are looking better. But this is as much kind of a kid deal, but it's also an adult deal that we as staff need to do a better job of making sure kids have valid reasons to be out in the hall.
Some students, such as Meredith Castorona, have called this rule unfair and overly inconvenient.
You don't need to take your phone to the restroom, but the fact that we have to wait 2 minutes after class as a punishment for doing our natural, with our bodily fluids, that's something we have to do. And it just makes kids not want to go to the restroom. And I understand that there has been vandalism in the restrooms, but if you have noticed, it's mostly the men's restroom. It hardly happens in the women's. Women are a completely different story than the men. We have something we get every month, our menstrual cycle. We don't plan when we get it or how long we have it or when a heavy flow comes. And it's unfair that women have to be punished for the mistakes of others. There are a portion of people skipping class, but the thing is, the teachers and the representatives, they understand who these people are. They know who the regulars are. It's unfair to punish a mass majority for the minority. It's my senior year. I've been here for 4 years. I understand that there's vandalism and that kids don't know how to behave, but that's not everyone. What I'm saying is, what they need to do is modify the rules. They don't need to be as strict as they are, especially for women. We're getting told that because we have our periods, we're only allowed to go because of an emergency. You think I want to go to the restroom and get told you have to wait 2 minutes because you had your period? That is unfair for women.
Despite the criticism from students, Jolliffe maintains that these expectations are not unreasonable.
If I didn't look at it as a female or a male concern. Certainly everybody's still able to go to the restroom. What we're saying is if you weren't able to go to the bathroom the passing period before, and then you have to take time to use the restroom during class, then if you have to use it for 5 to 7 minutes, and we're only taking 2 minutes away. The reason we're taking 2 minutes away is because basically you're not going to have to go to the restroom during that next passing period. So you'll have 5 minutes to get to class and everything should be fine. So, and that's the thing. If you're on your cycle or however you want to say it, but and that's what I was saying too. I have daughters, and our expectation is they need to be able to take care of their duty just as like anything else. You're going to have to be able to go take care of that and manage, and you're going to still need to be able to go to work and do that. So same with school. Even if they have to go to the restroom to take care of that need, then it's there. Only thing it's costing you is a couple minutes, but you're not going to have to go to the bathroom that next passing period because you took care of your need. And even if you did, you could still. Most places in this building you can get somewhere in a good 2 minutes if you're focused on getting to class.
Thank you, Jacinda and Savannah.
For our final story, we sat down with Evan DePriest to figure out why he swims. Jocelyn Vargas and Denise Aguilar have the story.
Evan DePriest is a senior here at West High School who has been part of the swim team for the past 2 years.
I was on the swim team for 2 years, my junior year and my senior year. It's been great. It's a lot of hard work. Coaches are fantastic. The workouts are hard, but it's worth it.
Evan joined the swim team for his own reasons.
To get me in shape for track, and swimming helps your breathing better because you have to hold your breath underwater for so long you adapt to it. So that's probably the main reason to help with track. It also works on every muscle in your body. It's not just focusing on one certain area, it works everything. It's what makes it so hard.
Evan's swimming has helped him with his fitness for track. It can also be beneficial for other students.
The first practice is going to be tough. Don't quit after it because that's not how we do. You got to push through, and just keep going. It's a lot of fun. You won't regret it. The longer you'll stay on the swim team, the longer you'll realize that the coaches are amazing and all your teammates are basically all friendly. So you basically have like your own family here because they treat you like a family. Plus CC's afterwards, get some pizza.
Everyone has their own reasons to join the swim team. Evan's reasons are pretty simple.
Be for real though, pizza.
Up next, we have Ricardo Gallardo with our winter sports update.
Hello everybody, my name is Ricardo Gallardo with your West High Sports News. Winter sports are beginning to wrap up their seasons. The girls basketball team ended the regular season with a 5-12 record. They're competing in sub-state, going up against Derby in the first round on March 3rd. The boys basketball team ended the regular season with a 5-15 record. Coach Brumbelow says that although the record isn't what they were hoping for, the team is making significant progress.
Regular season we finished 5-15. That many people look at that and say that's a losing season, which, wins and losses it is, but our guys competed really hard. There was a handful of games, 5, 6, 7 games that, were within 4 to 6 points going into the last 2 minutes that we didn't come out on top in. So those are learning experiences. We still have a lot of young guys, primarily sophomores and juniors with the two to three seniors that primarily play. So in my opinion, it went really well, and I think we're starting to play our best basketball at the right time. With sub-state coming up next week, we just came off a big win against Northwest. So, like we told the guys at the beginning of the season, we always want to play our best basketball at the end of February, beginning of March. So I think we're starting to do that.
Boys basketball will be competing in sub-state against Washburn Rural on March 4th. Boys swimming had a good season, but with only a few swimmers on the roster, there was little hope for them in a whole team competition. Despite their small size, individual swimmers managed to break some of their own records and have successful seasons.
We had a lot of fun. We always had to push each other, because a lot of people wanted to give up, started to get tired. Just got to give them motivation,
Did they want to beat their own personal record?
Oh, they tried. They did, some of them. We did good.
Wrestling had a great season, with Quentin Sanders taking first place at the state tournament for the second year in a row. With Mario Perez and Samuel Russian both placing in fourth in their giving brackets, the wrestling team ended with the 6A tournament in 10th place overall out of 36 teams. Thank you for watching the West High Sports Update. Before we go, please enjoy a brief ad from the yearbook staff.
They always say that yearbooks or high school is the best 4 years of your life, and this really helps you remember it. Like, there are so many things in here that I am now having memories of, and people's faces and people's names, and they're still important. They're important to my story of my life, and it's important to have this to hold on to. I think I have every yearbook from every school year because my mom really was into that too.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of emotional value in nostalgia and being able to go back something. Right now it's about 10 years or 11 years ago. It's given me some goosebumps of nostalgia.
Thank you for watching Frontier TV. For more news from the Pioneer Press, visit our website, wichita-west.com, or find us on Twitter at www.pioneerpress. Like this.
Just record them doing something funny. Like maybe they arm wrestle each other or start reading a book or something like that.
Oh my god, why does it keep doing that? So.
This is when life spirals out of control.
What are we doing?